Hi everyone, welcome to card class with MC2, Michelle's Creative Corner. Today we are going to play with the Pampered Pets suite and a little bit more, a few other coordinating products as well. I don't know if you are aware, but we have a dog punch, darn, my brain and my mouth are not connected right now, as well as a cat. And so a couple of these cards that I have made for one or the other, we might just try the reverse today. I'm not entirely sure. So I must apologize that I have not been on social media much this week. I think most of you know I was diagnosed with a retinal disease earlier this fall, and I've been getting injections in my eye monthly. And this month's injection was Tuesday morning, and it just didn't go as well as the previous ones. I was quite miserable, and I couldn't see really well enough to do anything on Tuesday. And then Wednesday was still hurting, and I needed Advil, and it just hasn't gone real well. But I'm thrilled to say that either the Advil I took this morning is working really, really well, or it has decided to stop hurting, and I'm okay with either one. Well, I'd like it to stop hurting. That would be awesome to not need Advil, but I didn't even put makeup on this morning because I've kept a wet washcloth to this eye for two days plus now. So anyway, so I will catch up, but I am definitely a little bit behind. So sorry about that. Anyway, so today's projects are the pattern pets. And we're going to make this. Isn't this fun? So the first time I did this with the cats. So a cat theme. And then I did this one with a cat theme. And then I did this one with a dog theme. And this one is just a blank card with a dog. Now, given the size circle, I think that we'll still do this with a dog. If we were going to do it with a cat, I think we would need to do it with a smaller circle because the cats in the stamps are a little smaller than that dog. So, anyway, let's get started. I'm going to turn the camera down and we'll start making these cards. Now, lost my, here we go. That's the one I want, and we'll put this up there. Okay, so my website for ordering is up there in the left corner, as well as the host code. So if you place an order of $35, I will send you the supplies to make 2 each of these cards, and you can specify if you're looking for the dog version or the cat version. If you place an order using this host code of $60 or more, and you have to do this by Sunday, okay? Sunday is the last day to do it. Then I will send you those 8 prepped cards plus an embellishment from one of the current catalogs. If you would prefer just to purchase your card kit, you can do that for $20 porch pickup or $24, and I will send it to you. Okay, so let's start with this really fun one, okay? And I think I brought everything over here. So I'm so far behind that you get to really see the whole thing pretty much start to finish because that's the way it has worked today. All right, I have a couple of customers that have already placed their order for their kits, so thank you very much for that. And all right, so first we're going to, excuse me, let me set this over here. We're going to cut this at 4 1/4 by 11. So here's my trimmer, and I'm going to line that up. My cardstock almost automatically falls to that as if it were indented somehow. This is my cutting blade, so I'm going to come down. My paper is 11 inches long, so I'm good that way. And then I need to do a little bit of scoring. So I'm going to score it at 2 3/4. So my trimmer has a scoring blade as well. So here I've scored it at 2 3/4, and then I need to score it at 5 1/2. Okay, now that is the scoring. Now I need a little bit of, let's see, we need to do, sorry, trying to read out of order here. I need to do this strip of red here, okay, and that is 1.5 by 11. So we'll go ahead and cut that. I love to use this side of my trimmer for measurements between 1 and 1.5. It gives me, I feel like it's more stable if I'm working with a larger piece of paper, because I've got this whole edge here to press my line, to line up my edges, whereas if it were a bigger piece of paper, I would have so much of it hanging off on this side. All right, so and there's 2 strips, so I'm ready for a second card as well. And this we'll need to score the same. So we're going to score it at 2 3/4 and at 5.5. All right, now we need some white for this. Let me grab, oh, I guess I cleaned up. So I've been working on so many things. I have this weekend, I am celebrating the leaders on my team, pampering them with a special stamping event. It's the first time I have done this for my leaders, and I'm super excited. But it was about 10 different projects. I think they're actually going to make 9 projects, and then I have prepped, I wrapped some of their things, and I'm going to give them the instructions to do that. So I'm super excited. So they've been picking up their goodie bags, and we have a Facebook group, and I will start posting some of the photos and instructions of those projects probably later tonight. We'll just have to see how that goes. All right, so that is, let's see. All right, so here's our scored cardstock. There's our strip, and then here is one. We need that. Then we need to, okay, over here, I have already cut out this little guy from the, I believe it's the Stitched So Sweetly. I should have that written down. The dies. No, I don't have it written down there. And then we're just going to use a strip of white here. I should have some scrap over to my right that I can use. And then we need some designer series paper. Now, as luck would have it, I already have this red and white strip. Now we need one large piece back here, and that you can see is going to be 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm just verifying that. Yep, 5 1/4 by 4. Let me set that there so you can still see it. I don't think I need anything in there right now. So shall we do it for a dog this time? Just to mix it up? Why not? Now this is kind of fun because this is a silhouette, and I'm sorry guys, I can't really see. We're going to turn this over to have our dog going the other direction. All right, so we needed 2 dog silhouettes. Okay, and then let's look at our DSP and pick out some of the other patterns. And this is well picked over. I'm gonna tell you, I might even have combinations of. Okay, so here's a great piece for that background, and then we need some pieces for the rest of it. So let's see what our options are. There's the red. Forgive me while I just rifle through here. Oh, I might have to grab another pack of paper. Okay. Okay, so this side has the words But you know what? Our black dog is not going to show up really well on that. So, let's see. But it would show up. Oh my gosh, I just have pieces of this in here because I've used it so much. Okay. So we don't want to use that again. I mean, we could use one of these on the background, on the back. That's just not the way it is in my head. What I'm thinking is, where is, oh my gosh, okay, just pulling it out. Well, we may just need to do this one. Okay, let's do this one on the back, and then we'll just do the paws on the long piece, and then we can do this little piece. Just the cats, okay. Does your designer series paper look like this? I mean, this is just a hot mess in here. I thought there would be a scrap of that. This is too funny. Or maybe it's not. Alright. I want this one. And did y'all see what I did with the other one? That one is not long enough. That one probably is. And then I think I can get a piece big enough there. Alright. Wow. And I'm on the clock. I've only got a hazel sitter for a certain amount of time. Okay, so this needs to be, I don't think this pattern really matters too much, but we're going to do it this way. So 5 1/4 by 4. And don't worry, I have other packs of paper. I stocked up when the designer series paper was on sale, because I knew I was doing this class, and I've had lots of people ask about this class. Let me go over there. Alright, then how big are my strips? Alright, so I need one that is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and that one is going to be this one. So let's see if you are, nope, you're not long enough. You are. Okay, so we're going to turn this way, line it up at 1 1/4, and then 5 1/4. So that's one. And then we're going to do this one, I think, in the middle, and it needs to be 1 1/4 by 2 1/2. So 2 1/2. I've seen so many cute things with scraps of paper that, oh my gosh, I'm saving way too much paper, I feel like. That one, and then let's get this one. And just cut off that part. 1 1/4 by 2 1/2. Then we have a little bit of stamping. Oh, I need a strip of white still, a piece of white. And here's a scrap of white. I feel like I needed that for something. All right, let's see. little bit of white needs to fit inside here, and this is going to be just under 1 1/4 by just about 2 1/4. All right, let's see if we do, oops, cutting blade helps. So 1 1/4. That's just a little bit bigger than I think I want it. So I'm going to take off the tiniest bit here. And I think that's about perfect. Okay. So now let's see if we can't put this together and do our stamping. So I've got my I hope your day is a real treat. That's right there. Grab my Memento Black and a block. And to make this perfect, I would need to really get out the Stamparatus, and I'm not going to get that out right now. We are going to need it on another card. I'm just going to kind of use my grid paper as a guide. And that works for me. So, I have big news. I have a website under construction where everything can live, like all my extra classes, class kits, so you can go see what's available, and if you're looking for something to do or looking for ideas with a certain stamp set, you'll be able to shop on that site. And I'll be able to post my videos there. So I'm quite excited, and it's going to take me a little bit of time to get it all fully functional, but I have a wonderful friend named Louise who is helping out with that. She's phenomenal. All right, so I want to, first I'm going to fold this in half. So that's on the 5 1/2 mark. Burnish that edge. Then this one needs to come back. Right. Then we're going to put down our DSP. These little guys are so stinking cute. I'm trying to stay on camera, guys. I'm sorry. The other thing that I'm still really struggling with is getting that straight. Anything straight. That was never my forte. So this is really complicated. On Saturday, there will be another class in this group posted, and it is a Christmas card class. It's the last regular Christmas card class of 2020. And it is featuring the ornamental envelopes. I cannot wait for this class. I'm so excited for it. And I've already got a couple of people that have ordered it as well. But it works the same way. So you can, it is free with a qualifying purchase. Is this not the one I scored? It's free with a qualifying purchase, which is the most popular way to get the class. Or you can purchase it for a flat fee. The better bargain, of course, is to place an order. And then you get the double benefit of getting your cards plus getting products to make more. A lot of people just order the products that coordinate. So order the pets to get this class for free, or order the ornamental envelopes bundle to get the Christmas card kit for free. And it's great fun. Next week over Thanksgiving, there is a special bonus mega class using the poinsettia petals suite, and they are gorgeous. We're using the red velvet paper, just a little bit of everything. Now, oops, I'm off camera. Sorry, guys. Maybe I just need to scoot this down since I'm struggling to stay on camera up there. Okay, so I put the right side down first. Okay, I'm going to line it up where I want it to be, top to bottom. And then I'm going to put adhesive on the red. I'm still off camera. Good grief, Michelle. All right. I think this is the coolest thing. Okay, and that folds over. And then I'm going to put adhesive down just on this end. And I'll just make sure I don't have it too far over. And that's pretty close. I may have some adhesive that I have to wipe off. Got it right on the very edge. So I'm just rubbing that to get it off. Okay, that is the basic card. We've got these two. This is going to go right here on dimensionals. And dimensionals and Stella, they make everything better. So over Thanksgiving, if you don't have anything to do, I'd love you to sign up for the poinsettia class. There is another, the monthly card club, which I've had a hard time getting the club part, the subscription part over, because I needed a place to put that subscribe now button. And now I'm going to have that. And so, sorry, I'm trying to multitask here and not doing so well. But anyway, I'll be able to do that on the website. But in the meantime, you can sign up for next Saturday's class, which is featuring the Pattern Play bundle, which is the alphabet dies. They're so stinking cute. And the stamp set has some two-stepped stamping, hinged stamping techniques that are awesome with it. And then let's get this guy over here. And that class is $30 and includes a goodie bag worth $20. The poinsettia class is $55 and it includes a huge goodie bag of products. And we have 10 projects for that class. Okay, so there we have it. We just need to bling up our little puppies here and they will be good to go. They will have a cat version of this card as well as a dog version. So let's just put this little collar on her. I love these little red rhinestones. That one's got a little piece of fuzz on it. All right. I think my rhinestones are in here. So are you a dog person or a cat person? We actually have 2 cats and 1 massive dog at our house. So I think that makes us both. Although prior to marrying Greg was definitely a dog family. My grandfather used to raise bird dogs, and he even gave me the runt of the litter when I was 6. And we've had lots of labs. Although I'm ready for a dog that doesn't shed. All right, so there's the cat version and the dog version of this card. Aren't they too cute? All right, so there we go. That's one. Just set that there. And now let's do this one. This is so sweet. Always in your heart, so sorry for your loss. I'm going to grab the real red ink pad. And we'll need the Stamparatus for this one because I've already got the cat ready to go. Although I've lost her already too. Okay. Where are you hiding? Okay, here's that. Got the little. Okay, there she is. And there is that label. And we'll need another small block. Let's see if we can find a smaller block. I love this reach and rattling around in here to see what I can find. Oh, gosh. I almost had it, and then I didn't. Oh my, they're so loud. I try to arrange them so that they're not, all the big ones are not on top of the small ones, but it ends up just going right back to that. All right, we're going to need the hearts, and we'll need our template for our Stamparatus, and we'll need this, and then we'll need the greeting. So the greeting, I am willing to just try without the Stamparatus, although I might get my head in the camera. So what I do is typically find the corners and kind of line them up, and then that gives me a good edge. So I tell myself. I think that's fairly straight. And we'll stamp the little hearts in red. And you know what? I didn't even stop to think about swapping this up for a dog. But I think you can see how easy that would be just by using a different cutout from the paper, or using one of the dog stamps instead of one of the cat stamps. Okay, let's get the Stamparatus. Alright, so we have Stamparatus. I don't need these two pieces because this is a red rubber stamp. Put them back. Go ahead and keep this out. And I'm going to be stamping in black. Okay, so I use my Stamparatus pretty frequently, so I would imagine if you've watched very many of my videos, you've seen me do this. I'm going to hold that in place and just put the cat down, the cat stamp. Then I'll bring the acrylic arm over and pick it up. Then I'm going to ink up my stamp, and I keep the stamp case underneath it because that provides an even surface for inking that up. And I'll stamp it down. And now, this is where my template comes into play. Okay, so my template helps me figure out where my little cutout piece should be. So I just line this up so I've got the white space lined up the way I want it. And then I'll put my cutout, the piece I've already cut out, I'll put that down. So I do this in my classes because it speeds up class when I've got multiple people here. But I also do it when I have a class to go or an online class. I send the template with the class kit. I haven't always done that, but I realized that some people might have the stamps and not have the dies. So this way they can still use what they have. All right, so that is our kitty cat. I'll just clean that stamp and pull it off. And I'm not sure if I'm going to need that again. I think I will. So I think I'm just going to set this right there. It's out of my way. All right, and then let's color this little cat. Now, I like the way I colored it this time. I just gave a little bit of smoky slate around the edges, and so it's mostly a white cat with just a touch of gray. So I'm just going to grab the white smoky slate blend. So this is my alcohol markers, and I'm going to need a pink, so I'll get Flirty Flamingo as well. The stamps really help guide you with where to add the darker color. They provide these little lines here, and then I'm just going to do this and come along the bottom of her like this. They're all hers, aren't they? But it's funny, 2 out of 3 of our pets are male. All right, and to soften this a little bit, I'm going to get my color lifter, and I'm just going to blend it just a little bit. And it'll take a minute for that to really be noticeable. There's just a little subtle lightening or blending effect. And then let's grab that Flirty Flamingo. Oh, that's Calypso Coral. Yeah, so my blends are now in the dark, so I am... Okay, this is dark, but really dark for this purpose, so we'll just give the little color lifter a test on that part too. Okay, and that's our stamping. You could add something to the inside if you liked. I've got a piece of real red that I have die cut with one of the dies in the bundle. And then I need a piece of basic gray and some designer series paper. This is cut, I don't think I took note of that. Tasteful Touches, I think, is the bundle in the main catalog. Speaking of the main catalog, there is going to be a nice sale next week. It's only 24 hours, but most of the catalog is going to be 10% off. And that 10%. So if you think about it, that's free shipping basically on this product. There are a few exclusions, but it is quite a bit of the annual catalog. So I can't wait to make up my list and see what I can stock up on. And I need a piece that's bigger than that. So here we go, fishing again through the scraps of my pile over here. You can see a lot of these I have cut out the pets. So instead of stamping them, I cut them out from the paper. All right, have I used all of that one? Oh, I can see it. Let me get to it. All right. That one looks big enough. I think that one is. So that's kind of the cool thing about this bundle also, is that there are so many animals in the paper that you can, oops, I'm going to use a strip of that red too. Okay, there's some red. Okay, so this designer series paper, this basic gray, is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So I'm going to go 4 1/8 here, and then 3 1/8 here. All right, and then I'm going to bet that DSP is 3 by 4. So it's going to be 3 this way, and then 4 this way. Now that scrap I'm not going to try and keep. And then I need this stripe piece is 1 1/2 by 3 7/8. So I'm going to come this way for my 1 1/2 and my 3 7/8. Measure this way. And I won't keep that little piece either. All right, and then we are ready to assemble. This suite of products has a has some ribbon that goes with it as well. All right, we do need a thick Whisper White piece of cardstock for our base. So if you are a red and white lover, this is the bundle for you. All these great primary colors. So I just cut it at 4 1/4, scored it at 5 1/2. And then we're just down to assembly. So we'll take this piece with the paws already cut out, add some Stampin' Seal, and lay that down as evenly as I can see. And I'm going to put these two together. Now on my regular Facebook page, I do a mini class every Monday. And that class is free also. I encourage you to share that video with your friends. And last week, I featured I believe it was last week. We're going to go with last week anyway. We did the pets and made 3 projects. And then this week we did the tag buffet, and everybody added their input, and it was so much fun to create those projects. I just got photos of them this morning, so I will add photos of that as well. But normally, to get a kit for the mini class, you just place an order as well. Unfortunately, I did not get that ordering special posted very timely because I was down for a couple of days. It's very frustrating. But the doctor is very pleased, and there we go. Now we just need a little bit of ribbon. So here's this sweet, fun ribbon. It's so hard to lose our fur babies. We lost 2 of our cats. It's just so hard. I saw a commercial today, and the first cat looked like the second one we lost, and the second cat in the commercial looked like the first one we lost, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna just start crying. So it's nice to have cards like this on hand to send out as well. So, very sweet card. Alright, that is card number 2. And then let's do card number 3. Okay, so I've embossed this with the subtle background, and I need a white liner for the inside. Then we're going to need a solid red card base. And we're going to need a red card base for the next one as well. And I think I put my red. I buried it over here. So we'll go ahead, since we know we're going to use this on the next card, I'm going to score this. And cut it at 4 1/4. I hope you did too. Alright, and then I've used a stitch circle. I mean, I tell you all the time, guys, if these are on sale, these stitched shapes, and you don't have them, that's what you need to get next week when the sale is on. Absolutely, hands down, do that. Alright, we are going to stamp these sweet little butterflies in a pattern going across. And normally you might stamp those before you emboss, but it's really subtle on this, and it's tone on tone, so I am perfectly okay with having embossed first. But I just really want a sweet little random pattern across this card. Things like this, you just can't imagine that they're going to add as much as they do to your card. But playing with the dragonflies that are going to be out in the January catalog, really saw it there too. Alright, so pretty random across the page there. I need a tiny bit of this that we're going to flag. Okay, that's not, well, I do need that, but I was going to clean my stamp, and I wasn't going to clean it with my trimmer, so. maybe it's just too late in the day for my brain to talk to my mouth in any meaningful way. I don't know. All right, let's get this little dog out. Actually, we're going to need the Stamparatus for him as well. And I am going to cut just about, I'm just going to cut about 3/4 of an inch off. And then I'm going to grab my new little punch in the dark. Surely I can find it, right? Let's see. Oh, I did. Okay, so this is another great punch for doing flags, because I can't do this freehand. I have some friends that are amazingly talented with cutting these flagged ends. Oh my gosh, I can't even do it in a punch. I must not have it in the lined up in the base. Of course, it's also a little hard to tell if it's precise. Good news, bad news, because of the writing. All right, so we're going to put this. Let's get our little guy stamped first, and then we'll assemble. Set that over there, and set that over there. Don't need these blocks. We will need the black. We'll need the stamp set here again. And we'll need that template. And just put that totally off camera. Still, I'm cutting it off one way or the other. I have figured out a little bit how to zoom, and I should probably do that more. Okay, so let's put this little guy, stick into my fingers. And, okay, just checking to see if my template was going to need to be trimmed. I think I'm okay. So if you purchase this card kit, I will send you a template so that you can use your Stamparatus the same way. If you don't have a Stamparatus, that's another good tool to think about getting next week on the sale. I'll check the exclusion, and then I can share with you what I would get if I were you. And how about a wish list? Have you guys got somebody that's shopping for you that needs ideas? You can create a wish list on my website, and I have seen that there are instructions for me to share to do that. So I will share that. And then if you want to go old school and just put me in touch with whoever is shopping for you and work out your wish list, I'm happy to do that as well. Whatever I can do to help you be crafting is what I would like to do. So if that means helping you create a wish list on the website, I can do that. And if you would like me to take care of reaching out to someone and helping them shop on your behalf, I'm happy to do that as well. And okay, I think that's it for the Stamparatus, maybe. I'm just going to set it. I won't put it completely up. I'll set it down there. All right, now let's color this little guy. I had so much fun coloring this guy. I'm going to grab my dark smoky slate as well. And I'm going to grab a light flirty flamingo and put the dark away. Okay, so a lot of times when I show you how I color, I start with the dark and then add the light. But for this little guy, I knew I wanted him to be, I'm going to add the pink first so that I don't inadvertently color over that. For this little guy, I really wanted him to be a darker gray, so I thought I would do multiple layers of the light smoky slate. So I started by coloring all over in the light. Now, I didn't do his eye. And then I came back with the dark, and then I blended that dark with another layer of the light. And that's how I got him so dark. Now, you could also start with the dark, blend the light, and do another layer of light. You can keep adding colors. You can blend whatever colors you like. Add the markings of your dog. It's really all about your imaginations, and have fun with it. Don't feel like you've got to do this the way I did it just because this is the way I did it. Find your own way. And you'll find that different demonstrators, everybody has a different thought about, and this has happened before. So what happened is when I tried to pull my dark gray off, the whole marker came out. And it's going to try and do it again. But these are a really tight fit. And I've always had success in doing just that, putting it back together and just continuing to try and pull it apart. So I am coming back and with the dark, and then just coloring where the stamp is telling me that the shadows would be. Right? And they do that by giving me a heavier line. And then, I'm making this my own dog, so, he may have some different areas that are dark or light. All right, I'm not going to seal that up just completely yet. And then I'm going to come back with the light smoky slate and blend this in. So you can see I'm blending that dark that I added, but I'm also, the base of my dog is getting much darker. So it's a real rich color. But if your dog had some tan, you might add some bronze color to it and blend that in. And I'm just, circular movements to color. And I'm going pretty quickly, but when I'm just coloring, not on camera, I like to take my time and really enjoy this. It's no competition. It's never a competition now that first grade is over. But isn't he adorable? I just love that. I got lots of depth in that, I felt like. All right, so we're going to use this little cut across. Try that one more time. With this die, I placed it several times across the white to get the cutout. And I have one that I did earlier off camera. Let's see. I need that. Ah, there it is. We need our this and this. And we're going to layer this down. And I've even got my little embellishments with dog bones and hearts. And let's do this one first. And I do believe they have just brought Hazel back to me. It's hard with the days so short. I may have to figure out how to adjust this a little bit. Okay. Oh, I think that's the wrong side. Actually, you could use either side of your stitch shape, but all right, and I want that about there. And I could have trimmed that off, but then I would have had another scrap I had to figure out what to do with. So a few dimensionals on him. I can't really tell if he's centered or not. A sweet little, now this is a little challenging because I want this to be, you know, really small. So I'm going to start out with it not as small as I want it to be. Well, yeah, see, it's still a little bit big, even as tiny as it is. So I'm just going to pull my ends until I get it about the size that I want. And then I'll cut it. I am so glad. Now I left this inside blank, and this way you could have it on hand for, you know, any occasion. It could be a, you know, a birthday card for somebody, for the dog lovers. It could be a sympathy card if you needed a sympathy card. Okay. And we're going to put that on. And then I've left just a little sticky so that I can add a heart. So these are dog bones and hearts. Aren't they cute? So I'm just going to try and scoot that under a little bit. And so he's got a little heart dog tag. Isn't that sweet? So number 3 is in the books. And the last one is just, I hope your day is a real treat. So super easy here. In fact, we're even going to have to measure because I didn't even write down the measurements. Again, that same little dog that we've been coloring. And I need to put my template away. And I'll get out the dog and the dish. And I hope your day is a real treat. And then we're going to need a little strip of some dog bones there. And so that's, I know that's going to be 5.5 because it's gone the exact width of the card. And I'm showing, gosh, it's just about half. So I'm going to cut this at 3/4 of an inch, and then that gives me 1/4 of an inch for my adhesive. And I know it needs to be 5.5, the length of my card. And then I've got a ruler over here that tells me that this needs to be 2 3/4. All right, so 2 3/4 by 5.5. So this one is 5.5. All right, so, and we're going to do this same size for the inside. Now, if you don't have this stamp set and you want to make these cards, we can find a day that you can come over and we can meet outside and do a little stamping. My parents live right next door, and their porch is covered and has even has a heater. So we could meet out there and do some stamping. All right, so we need this on a block, and we need the little bowl, and of course we need our little puppy. And I'm going to work left to right and do the puppy first. Okay, I'll clean him off in just a second. And then let's do a little dog bowl. And we'll do our greeting. And so if this was a birthday card for somebody, then you could just add the birthday greeting from a birthday set on the inside. But I've left them blank so that, depending on the occasion, I can add it. I can add whatever greeting at that point. All right, so let's go ahead and color. I'm going to need the real reds. I don't know if the Stampin' Blends are going to be available on the sale or not, but I will let you know as soon as I know. And what color are you? That's Cherry Cobbler. Okay. Well, that's Poppy Parade. Oh my goodness. It's really dark on that side of the wall. All right, let's make his collar dark real red. And we'll do the bowl. Not much need for shading on this, on the dog bowl. And you'll notice I added a little smoky slate underneath the bowl and the dog, kind of grounded it a little bit. I think that's the correct term. So I'll do that last. And do this little ear. I like his nose black, I think, so I'm not going to do his nose pink again this time. We did it black on the other card, or dark smoky slate anyway. So this week my mom helped me with, I had all kinds of snowflakes. I haven't counted. I should count. Maybe she counted. I had a lot of snowflakes that I needed to cut out for my silver reception this week. And my mom cut out 98% of them, maybe even 99%. And I have to tell you guys that Hazel has just gotten home, so I may need to finish this up and just post it. She is headed upstairs. Hi, Hazel. Hazel. And set that over there. You've seen me color this little dog a couple of times now, so I think you've got the hang of that.
Oh.
Hello.
It's right up there.
What, sweetie?
Cinderella? You know what Cinderella?
We can watch Cinderella when Mimi finishes.
One moment.
Okay, I need just a minute, okay? I'm almost finished. Can you sit down right here beside Mimi? That's a girl. Did you have fun playing outside? Okay, now I'm going to take this little smoky slate and just ground these guys. All right.
There you go.
And then, what are you doing, buddy? No, 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 no. No, no, no. Please don't. Hazel, are you listening to me?
There's no battery.
Okay, no batteries. Hazel, please. Hazel, what did Mimi say? No, no. Your hands are cold.
The hands are cold.
Yeah, your hands are cold.
Hello? If I are there? Hello?
Hazel says hello.
Hello? If I are here?
All right, before I put this down, I'm going to...
Hello? If I are there?
Hazel, there's nobody up there.
If I are here?
So I do this with the cheater bow.
Woo!
Scotch tape is hiding, so I'm going to just grab glue dots.
Where's the ball?
Oh, and mentioning Scotch tape, Sally is the person that taught me about Scotch tape, and I got the most gorgeous card from her. I can see it. I'm going to share it. But Sally sent me a congratulations card. Isn't this pretty? Oh, it's so, so sweet. So, Sally, thank you so much for that. Hazel, sit down, babe. We'll get down there in just a second. Mimi is almost finished. You gonna have some supper? That's probably not good. All right, I'm gonna tie I'm gonna tie a bow with this, and then I'll attach it with a glue dot. All right, we might as well abandon this. This is just gonna... Hazel, don't shut the door. Don't shut the... No. Robin's at the head of the stairs, so I guess he's in charge of making sure she doesn't run down. Oh, he just left. We've been abandoned by all. Okay, so we'll take another glue dot, and I just kind of roll it a little bit on my finger, and then put it in place here. And it looks like I wrapped it all the way around and tied a knot. I'm not that good. I can't keep the tension that well. So this works way better for me.
It's good.
Okay, Hazel, just a second, please.
Ooh. It's ice cream.
Why is this one so long? Oh my gosh, now I have a problem.
Ooh. Actually,
I'm afraid I'm going to have to do a little surgery. Because this is longer.
Ooh.
Okay, so... Well, maybe it's going to be okay.
Okay.
It's going to be okay? Okay, we're just going to leave it. It's not that much longer. And then to this one, however, is... Hazel,
It's disgusting.
disgusting. Oh, that can't be good. Hazel, it's going to be okay. Can you sit down? All right, so I'm going to line this up because I want this to be in the same side. So all I've done is line it up here, and then I'll close the card and it'll glue down, and now it's in the same place. It's still acting a little long, so I'll take my trimmer and trim that part off. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for being here today. I'll post photos of these cards and a reminder of how you can get this kit, and look for information about the sale that's coming next week and what you can still sign up for in the way of classes for next week, so that if your plans include some crafting time, I'd like to help you out in the crafting. Everybody have a great day. Thank you so much for being here.